The truth is, going viral really sucks, especially when you're highly sensitive like me. A lot of people on here share about how to get more followers or how to get more views, but no one is really talking about what happens when you actually do go viral. In this video, I will share with you what happened after I went viral with almost 2 million views. I will share which comments sent me on a downward spiral, and 3 things that I do differently now as a sensitive creator. A few years ago, I started my Instagram account sharing about roller skating. It was Corona times and I just started roller skating. I had nothing to do. It was a lot of fun. And I started sharing videos online about my progress. I think it was about 1 year in when I started a roller skating challenge where I was skating every day for a year. And in the second month, I shared this one video. And this one video all of a sudden just blew up. I got 100,000 views, and then it turned into 1.8 million views. I got a lot of different followers. A lot of people started commenting. And it was, to be honest, it was just super overwhelming. And at the time, I didn't realize that my nervous system was just not regulated enough to be seen by millions of people. So as someone who is highly sensitive, it is just very overwhelming to get that many people seeing you. I was bullied in the past for my red hair. I was really tall, so I was bullied quite often. And I was just really insecure about my looks. I realized that because I was bullied in the past, it was very unsafe for me to be seen, to show up as myself. At some point, there will also be some comments that can really trigger you. And that happened for me. So I started getting comments with people asking me if I was a man or a woman. Yeah. And those comments just started to make me so insecure. I was already just really insecure about myself, about how I looked, about how I came across. I had to work through a lot of insecurities. In therapy, I worked through a lot of insecurities. And then all of a sudden, this other element was added that people apparently thought that I was a man. So yeah, I wasn't prepared for that one. That was just really weird. And that really went, like, it just really went, those comments just really brought me into a downward spiral, making me more insecure about myself again. So yeah, you can imagine that with all of this, I just lost the joy of creating and sharing, and I really didn't like it to be visible to that many people. If there's insecurities around yourself, around your like how you are, who you are, that those insecurities will be highlighted when you show up online and when you are visible. At least that is possible. It is a possibility. So here are 3 things that I do differently now as a sensitive creator. The first one is actually a question. And this question is, what am I scared of that will happen when I am seen by millions? So this is the question that I asked myself, that I start journaling on. And I invite you to also journal with this question and really start to feel in your body what happens. Maybe you feel yourself tensing up, maybe you feel a tightness somewhere. Just be with this question and see what comes up for you, so that you are aware of any insecurities that are possibly coming up. And then that is actually something that you can work with and work through to become more aware of those insecurities, and then finding a way to actually release them. That brings me to the second one, which is breathwork and nervous system regulation. So the thing that helped me the most is to become aware what happens in your body when you are seen by millions, and how you can regulate your nervous system to feel that safety, to feel safe being seen. So over the years, I've been doing a lot of breathwork practices. I became a breathwork teacher myself 4 years ago, and I have been working a lot with the breath and with my nervous system to become safe in sharing this and to show up online like this now. So one thing, for example, that I do is just like shake before I start recording something, shake it off. And you have the butterfly tapping, which I also will share a video about. Butterfly tapping for when you feel the fear or when you feel overwhelmed. But already deep belly breaths, extending your exhale is already a signal to your system, to your nervous system to calm down and to go back into the reset mode. I'm starting a mastermind, which is called The Experiment, where I will share a lot of these practices, nervous system regulation, breath work, a lot of movement, to actually become safe in your body, to start sharing yourself, to start expressing yourself. So check the description below to join this experiment. The third thing that I do differently now as a sensitive creator is working with the experiment mindset. It is inspired by the book Tiny Experiments, How to Live Freely in a Goal-Oriented World. Since I started working with this experiment mindset, I just feel a lot of joy for creating again. What I do with this experiment is to start to come up with a really tiny experiment for yourself that you can try out, that feels doable, that feels okay for your nervous system, that feels safe for you to try out. And start to experiment and see it as a little game and to see it as something that you can learn, that you can, like really get joyful with. So for example, 2 months ago, I joined the 30-day posting challenge on Instagram. And I would never do this. Like, I was always really scared to share. I was always really scared to just talk to the camera. And like whenever the camera's turned on, I would get like heart racing and I would get like blah, I didn't know what to say. And now after that 30-day challenge, I actually now feel pretty okay with sharing this. I don't get this nervousness. Something like, yeah, where am I going? But it changed so much in me. For me, because I am very sensitive, highly sensitive, I get overstimulated, I get overwhelmed. This 30-day posting challenge was way too much. I did it for 30 days and then I was like, never again. I learned a lot from it. But for me, it works the best to say, I will share one video once a week. So really start to feel what is the safest for you, what you feel good with without getting overwhelmed. But to make it into something playful, something like a game, and that you say like, okay, I'm gonna experiment with sharing one video online and just see what comes up for me and see how I feel. And because it is an experiment, it is just very helpful to see it as that. It's something that it will teach you, you will learn from it, and if something does come up, you can also be with those emotions, be with those feelings, and then go from there. The key is to make this experiment as tiny as possible, that it's also a way to learn to get safe in doing this, the thing maybe that scares you a little. So these were the 3 things that helped me the most as a sensitive creator. If you feel safe enough to share, I would invite you and encourage you to share your experiment, what you would like to experiment with this month. And so we can build each other up, and the encouragement of other people also helps to keep doing this and to keep going and to keep sharing. My experiment this month is to share one video like this on YouTube. So I'm sharing this now to hold myself accountable, and you can also hold me accountable to it. So I will see you next week.